what you want, open invitation. I'm a human being infused with creative vibration, utilizing melodies and visual stimulation. Beats and stories get the glory, you get the relation. I get impatient like a doctor racing. Bullets coming from my soul, my body just a casing.
What is up, fam? Welcome to another episode of the Paralyzed Artist Podcast. My name is Daniel Brian Alvarez, and today I have a very special guest, one of the OG homies, a fucking internationally award-winning photographer, the homie Alperr. I'll let him kind of introduce himself and tell you. I was gonna try to say his full name, but I wasn't getting it right, so I'll let him give you guys a little intro.
Hey, so I'm Alperr Padiernos. I'm from the Philippines. So
The homie from the Philippines.
From the Philippines.
Yeah, see how is it? Alperr
It's Alperr Padiernos.
Padiernos. Yeah, I bet you nobody else is gonna have that last name, bro. You're gonna be the only one.
You're the only ones.
And then you say you're from the Philippines. You were born in the Philippines.
Yes, born and raised in the Philippines.
In what part of the Philippines?
I live in Tondo, Manila. It's like one of the iconic places as well.
Yeah,
It's quite known for it's like the danger you get. It's like just going around the area.
Like the people danger.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
a little bit, but
it's like what, like gang danger or like
kind of, yeah. You can say that. So
I mean, we have that LA gangster shit here, so it's like, have you experienced that here? Like, it's kind of like same vibes, or what do you mean? Like,
I mean, like, yeah, I think for the most part it's like the same vibes. Like you can,
yeah,
but it's like because the Philippines is like, it's a tiny country, so it's also so dense, so you could just see like the difference like on those areas.
of like the ghetto and like the nice parts.
Yeah, like
of
the nice
Philippines.
parts, stuff like that. So I actually haven't seen like a lot of scenes out here,
Really?
but I've seen like a lot of happenings out here. Like it's very diverse. So I've witnessed like the lowrider events and stuff, and
for sure.
it's like
That-
the Halloween, and like even like the protest and stuff like that. Cause I haven't like we don't have that much in the Philippines, or it's like I haven't been to a lot of it.
Well, were you like, how far back did you get into photography? Like, how long have you been shooting?
So I've been shooting for like, I started like 2014.
2014.
So 2014 is like I'm only using like a mobile phone. It's like a
Okay.
Chinese phone. So I didn't really have like that money, since it's like if you're a college student, so you don't really get like that much. So you just rely on your like allowance that you get. So it's kind of hard to like save up money to buy like a decent camera. So I mean, I had my phone though. It's like I was just using my phone, and I was just learning everything like from from the basics, just with that single phone. And then like later on I was able to work enough and save to buy my first DSLR.
Nice.
So it's been a while.
I asked because, like, so you've experienced the Philippines as a photographer then? Like, you were shooting before you came out here?
Oh yeah,
You were
yeah.
already shooting? That's cool. Yeah, because I've lived in places like, I lived up in the state of Washington for a few years, but I moved back when I was 19, and I started shooting after I got injured. I think I was like 24, 25 when I started
25.
shooting. So I've never been up to Washington as a photographer,
Oh,
and
I
I've
see,
always
I
wanted
see.
to go back to experience it like through the eyes of a photographer. So that's why I
Oh
asked
yeah,
if
yeah,
you,
that's true.
if
It's
you
gonna
were
be
shooting,
like a
so
different
you,
perspective.
but so you were already shooting and then you came out here, and you were telling me earlier too. We like went out and we're kicking it for a little bit beforehand. We were like getting some pictures in downtown, and we were kind of talking a little bit. You've been to like a few spots here in the United States. You've been to like here, California, and you were saying New York, and then a few other.
By the north, San Francisco. It's like around Utah. It's like I kind of want to travel a lot.
Yeah.
So when I have the time.
That's like one of the best things you could do, man. That's like, I mean, if you can travel, obviously, if you don't have to be fucking working and worrying about that shit, obviously,
It's like
that's
you're
the
just
dream,
out
to
there,
be able
yeah.
to just,
Do it.
experience different cultures and check out different like areas or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna ask, like, is it like how like different is it, like the states from the Philippines? Is like there, like in your opinion, like is there a big difference? Like what are like the big things that when you came and experienced stuff here for the first time, like that maybe like tripped you out or like
Mm-hmm.
made you be like, what the
Well, yeah, it's like that's I mean the very first time I got here, like 2017.
mm-hmm.
So it's like from where I stay at first, it's like a residential area.
In
So
the
it's like
Philippines or here?
on me here. So compared to the Philippines, like it's a huge difference because like I mean first of all, it's like the land area we have here in the US is like super big. Like
Mm-hmm.
compared to the Philippines, like it's pretty packed and dense, you know. So yeah, just from the size of it, it's like it's really different. It's like also the people, because you know it's like ethnicity. It's like I think it's like in the Philippines, it's more like concentrated.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got here, it's like it's very diverse. I mean
Yeah.
here at least in LA. So I mean even like in other places, like it's very diverse. Like anywhere you go.
Yeah. I mean that's one thing that like when you're from the States, you that's one of the things that you don't think about.
Mm-hmm.
But I have family in Mexico, and and I have uncles and aunts that have only lived in Mexico. They've never been to
Mm-hmm.
the States. So it's funny because like in Mexico, like obviously you experience other cultures, but not to the degree that like that you do here, especially here in Los Angeles, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like super diverse, like more than in than other states, you know, like you like
Mm-hmm.
if you go to like fucking Ohio or something in the middle of nowhere, it's not gonna be as diverse
Yeah,
as
yeah, that's true.
because everybody comes here. But yeah, I have uncles that one of the things that say that they would want to visit just to experience like the diversity of people
Mm-hmm.
that you get to meet here or whatever, because they've only been over there.
Mm-hmm.
You hadn't really like been around a lot of other cultures when you were in the Philippines,
I
or
mean, like Philippines itself, it's like there's a lot of cultures to
yeah.
witness as well. It's like and like from those cultural events, because like the Philippines is like a Christian country, you know, it's like a Catholic country, so we celebrate a lot of like different dates of like certain like patron saints,
Mm-hmm.
and then like for every region, like they would just do like a specific thing that you know it's like makes them like memorable. And you know some people, I mean for me as well, it's like I would go to those events
Mm-hmm.
and I would just like take pictures because you know it's easy because you know it's like they've been doing that for a while now, so they would just like allow
Yeah.
people to take pictures.
And it's easier at events too because like people are kind of expecting
Yeah,
for to people
expecting
to
for
have
them. Yeah.
cameras and stuff. Cause yeah, like one of the things that you do that I found really dope is like you do a lot of like street photography,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I would describe it as kind of like National Geographic type street photography.
Wow.
Like it's different than like I mean, cause I have a, like here we have so many homies and homegirls that are photographers, right? Like that, and a lot of people do street photography, but it's different. Like yours is like, yeah, I don't know.
Wow. Thank
Yeah,
you. And
you're on a different level, bro. You're on a different level.
maybe it's
Yeah.
like I was just doing like a lot of it before,
Mm,
and I try to like be creative as much as I can because you know it's like I think I'm you know it's like I was a frustrated like artist before, you know it's like before I like to draw and paint, but I can't really do it. But somehow I use like photography as a way to, you know, do
yeah,
the same principles. So yeah, it's like I just tend to be like playful with my pictures.
that's dope. Yeah, you like I have this thing where I notice people that are like you like photography in a different way than the average person, because we know like we're like I'm saying we know a lot of people that are into like photography, but I can point out specific people that I know are into it more than the
Oh
rest
yeah,
of
yeah,
us,
yeah.
right?
It's like
And you're one of those people, bro. Like
oh, thank you.
you first you yeah, like that's one of the things I noticed about you from the jump. I was like, yeah, like you take this shit seriously. You're not fucking around with this shit. Like I feel I'm like I consider myself a photographer, but I'm not like a full on, you know, like
Yeah, it's like into it.
yeah, I'm kind of like kind of into it, you know, like when I see your work and I see just you doing your thing, or like you know like some of the stuff like the events that you've gone to, man, like you even won we were just talking about this. You won like the contest for the These Streets magazine and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I was saying. And then you've won. I've seen that you've won contests like in the Philippines too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You're like a international award winner. No, but your stuff is dope, bro. Like, if I've never actually told you that you know, I really think you like the shit. Your images are really dope. It's not just like the same boring as like ass and titties and or you know like the fucking homeless guy type.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's like real, like
It's like well thought of.
yeah, and like people are actually like doing things like you're capturing living moments. Like I have a specific, when I think about your work, like if somebody asked me like, oh, like if I was like, let's say I was talking about you and I was like, oh, like this, I have a friend that does this specific type of photography. One of the pictures that comes into my head is you have this picture of it's like a few little boys and they're jumping into like a river.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah.
is that like from the Philippines?
Do you have the zine?
No, I don't think you.
Oh,
I know you brought it in. You brought it in, but I don't know where you.
Yeah, yeah. Hang on. It's like I think I have it. Oh, right here. So is it?
Well, I could. I'll post the
This one?
No, it's in that series. I've seen a few of those. Yeah. Oh, I hear bringing out the zing bangers and shit. I'll post it. Like I'll post. I know you like. I'll let you know the picture that I'm taking. But it's in that same series of those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little bit. I think it's one where he's jumping in, like or about to jump in. I've seen that one, but I've also seen this one, the one you just showed me. But yeah, see, it's like this series of pictures. See, that's some fucking National Geographic shit right there, bro. Like, that's not your fucking average, you know, like regular
thanks,
street
dude.
photography.
I mean, I think like one of the reasons like why I have these like photos is that like, you know, it's like that's what we have in the Philippines. Like, you know, it's like for here it's like it's mainly nice. Like you see like the outfits of people are like pretty neat, but like we have a lot of kind of like I don't know how to like describe like the people we have, but you would just see like these kind of things everywhere. And
Really?
then, you know, it's like all you just have to do is like document it.
Yeah.
But it's still hard because, you know, it's like people out there still, you know, like they still kind of don't want like their pictures taken.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, it's like I kind of got out of it like a lot. Like before I got confronted like with a lot of people like, hey, why are you taking photos of me? And then, you know, it's like, I think like once I got hit by an umbrella with like an old lady. Yeah,
Really?
it's like,
She don't take my
yeah,
picture.
don't take my picture because like I was because the way I take pictures sometimes like I really want to capture or like if I could squeeze like every inch of like emotion like or anything like special in the photo that I think of. It's like I kind of try to like wait for that special moment before I take it. It's like I wait for them to like look in the camera and then
Yeah.
when they hear the shutter and then that's when they flip up. It's like they already know like I was taking pictures of them.
Yeah, see that that's earlier when we were talking, like I had these thoughts in my head, but I didn't want to ask you because I wanted to wait for
Oh
you
yeah,
know
yeah.
to
I
come
remember.
out to to get it recorded and on video. That was one of the things I was gonna ask you. Like, so you basically just are trying to shoot the moments. You like you don't ask the people beforehand. Like, can I?
Not really, but there are moments like that I ask people like, "Hey, it's like I like your outfit," or like, "Can I take a picture of you?"
Mm-hmm.
But because the thing is like I'm kind of like introverted myself, you know. It's like
Mm-hmm.
when I'm alone, like I don't really like approach people a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, it just kind of is my style. Like, you know, it's like it's all candid.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I feel like you have to get it that way. Like once you
Yeah.
ask,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
it's not the same emotion.
Yeah.
Like there,
Emotion
yeah,
actually
it's
is like.
different. So yeah, like, and I think it's kind of dumb for me to ask because I should know straight out from your pictures that you're not asking because there's a difference.
Yeah, there's a
Because I've
difference.
experienced like, and I see it because like for me, like I'm the same. I'm super introverted. If I don't know
Oh
people,
yeah, yeah.
if I'm like in like an unfamiliar space, like it's not in me to just like go up to people and take their picture, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like and those are the I think that's why I like those pictures a lot. Those type of pictures where you can tell it's like candid, like it almost like they didn't even see the camera type.
Mm-hmm.
Those type where you can really like get the life of what's
Oh
happening in
yeah,
that
yeah.
moment. You
Mm-hmm.
only get that if it's
Oh yeah, yeah.
candid. You can't
Candid, yeah, definitely.
yeah like that
Cause
and you notice it in your work for sure. That's what I
thank
was saying
you.
earlier. I was like, I don't have the balls to do that, bro. Like, I don't want. I hate like getting, like just sticking my camera in people's,
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like if you see like one of those like forums on about like street photography, like most of them say like street photography is like about it's like at least 90% guts,
Yeah,
and I forgot the other 10%. It might be like luck or like what you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then it's like it's more of guts
yeah,
on doing it because it's not easy. It's like it's like people could just say like I could just snap this on my phone, on my own, but
yeah. I think
it's
that's what
hard.
people say. I think in my last episode we kind of got into that a little bit about how people don't really a lot of people still don't understand the value there is in photography. Like
Mm-hmm.
whereas
Oh yeah.
with paintings, it's like people are like, oh yeah, I would pay this amount. But with pictures, most of the time, people are gonna say stuff like, oh, you
Yeah,
just
it's like
snap your camera, like, and
yeah, very
no, there's so
typical.
much more that go. There's like so many things that go into making a great picture. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just like you could have the most beautiful model in the
Yeah, in front of
world,
you,
and you could
like.
still mess up the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't
Exactly. Yeah.
um and doing like the stuff that you do where it's kind of like candid and you're telling like a mini story,
Oh
you're
yeah,
getting
yeah.
a portion of somebody's life,
Mm-hmm.
like that's not easy to
Yeah.
do.
Mm-hmm. And they don't see it. It's like there's a lot of factors to think about. Think of before you take photos.
so but the good thing is the worst thing that's happened to you because of it is like you took a umbrella, you said.
Oh yeah. I mean, not just that, because right now like I have a project. Because I think like one of the few things I noticed like when I check like my old photos for like
Hmm.
from 2015 until up until today.
Hmm.
It's like I would see this like particular thing or like a specific look that I have on those photos, and then I was like, you could see like one of them was like really mad about like me taking photos of him, and then it was like in the metro. Like I think it was my birthday in 2018. That was like the first time I tried to use like public transportations here.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like the very first time, so I was like really nervous, and then I was like in Union Station.
Hmm.
And then of course there's a lot of transfers right there, right? So you could just like get random people.
Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
then yeah, it's like I had like two experiences that people are like, it's like really mad about me taking photos. But instead, like what I did is like they're mad at me. And then that's what I try to get.
Get the
Yeah,
anger.
get the
But
anger.
mad at you as like they told you something or they just gave you like a mad look
Yeah,
type
like
shit.
I mean like I think I got all kinds of confrontation already,
Yeah.
like verbally and like, physically.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's not easy,
Yeah, right.
It's
I
like
think that's like one of the things that comes with good street photography.
mm.
Like you have to get into those confrontations
Oh yeah, 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 it's like
or else you're not gonna get the images that you get.
mm-hmm. I mean, I think like most of the time like I get away with it like with my shooting style.
Yeah,
Because it's
kind
like
of like low key.
yeah, it's like really low key, and then it's like I mean, because like most of the time I just try to blend in with the people. It's
Hmm.
like you act like normal, so they won't like really
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
for
know
sure.
get suspicious about like what you're doing. And then it's like I think my shooting style is like very discreet,
Hmm.
because I would think about the photo itself before I take it. So it's like I would just add up like elements that could be in the picture. So
Hmm.
that's what makes like street photography hard. Like it's like certain like there's like certain elements you put in the picture that would complement each other.
Yeah,
So it's
for sure.
like, but not everything like works. It's like
Yeah,
not every street photography is like a great photo, but
yeah, yeah.
the ones that stand out has like that certain look or like
Hmm.
style that they do,
Yeah,
and that's what make it hard.
yeah. And Well, yeah, I think, and the more you do it, I think the easier it becomes to see those little things,
Mm-hmm.
like whether it be like, you're something where like you're waiting for something to happen. Like let's say you're in the street and like you have a picture and you're just like, if the right person on a bike passes or the
Mm-hmm.
right, those little moments. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are just like, look at that,
Yeah,
look
no,
at this.
yes, yeah.
They're not actually trying to like tell a story in their pictures.
Mm-hmm.
They're just trying to see if they get lucky with
Oh yeah.
something.
I mean, it's like for me, cause I think like it's about like my personal life, like like growing up. It's
Mm-hmm.
like some of the experiences I have and like what I see around me. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I would just see like all sorts of things, and then it's like I mean we're not that rich in the Philippines. Like we used to have this like I mean we still have this hardware store, and then we would go to like it's like Santee Alley
Uh-huh.
in the Philippines. So we would go there around like 3 a.m. and then you would see like all sorts of way of life, like quality of life. It's way different here. That it's like when you get there, like you'll understand
It's like
how it is
did you get a little like culture shock when you came here
here.
like first?
Oh yeah, at first, dude. It's like it's funny because like when I got in my room, because it's like residential, so nothing's really happening around there, so it's so
Mm-hmm.
silent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was in my room. I would just like I mean that's the part when you hear like the total silence. It's like
Yeah.
you're freaking out because it's too silent.
Yeah, you're used to like
I know, right? It's like
the shit
every day,
happening.
because
Yeah, for sure.
especially because like from where I live, it's like the main road where like the public transportations get, and then I don't know if you've heard of the jeepneys,
Mm-mm,
because
I don't think so.
it's like one of the special things like people remember about the Philippines. Like it's the public transportation we have are called jeepneys, right? So there's like I don't know how to explain it, but it has like a certain look. But have you seen like jeeps, like owner type jeeps?
Older Jeeps, like the more like square kind of.
Yeah, but it's like a longer version of it.
Um,
Man, it's been a while. Like I can't even like describe it anymore. But yeah, it's like
um, well, what you could do is like send me a picture
oh yeah,
of
I'll
it,
just
and
send you a
I could
picture.
just post it up. So
So yeah, so it's like
I'm talking about this.
yeah,
Put it right there.
yeah. It's like every day. It's like it's like jeepneys and like all sorts of cars would just like go
Yeah.
past our um house, and it's so different.
So, New York felt like a little bit more like home because of
Yeah,
the
it's like dense, how dense
yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, because we would get those same areas. Like it's like I mean, of course, like New York's still gonna be better, but like in the Philippines, it has like certain looks
Mm.
that would make you like it as well. It's like but I think like for the most part, I think the ones that I take from the Philippines are the ones that usually stands out compared to what I've been taking here.
Here.
But you can see a lot of difference at all. It's like the landscape. It's like how it looks around, like the environment.
Hmm. You think even like the vibe, like do you like in your pictures, like do you can you kind of like feel the vibe
Oh yeah, there's like a
difference
total
in
difference,
your
dude.
work?
Yeah, because the thing is like I really like to document things because
Mm.
it's like in the Philippines like I don't really drive because it's like I'd rather use like public transportation because
Mm.
you could it's accessible to everywhere you go. Unlike here, it's like we only have like bus stops,
Yeah.
like certain bus stops. But if you go there, it's like any street you go, it's like I mean most likely you'll see like jeepneys everywhere. So I
Yeah.
was that commuter. So I was like living that commuter experience for like a whole while now, and then
Yeah.
that's what I use my free time. Not to get bored of the trip. I would just like document what's happening.
Yeah.
And I wish I could show you some photos, but yeah, it's like if you see those photos, I don't think like I printed a lot of it because it's like I print a lot of pictures in
Hmm.
during the art walks that we did.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. It's like well, I mean, I've never gone anywhere, so I mean, I haven't even been to my own the my parents' country. Like
oh I see, I see.
I've been to like the border. I've been to like TJ and
Mm. So you've
Ensenada,
been
but
here in LA.
yeah, I was born and raised here in LA.
I see.
It's all I know. I've only
Mm.
been to LA. I mean, California. I've passed through Oregon and lived in
Mm-hmm.
Washington.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, your boy never been anywhere. Oh, and then I recently went to Texas too.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of cool. But so like if someone was gonna visit the Philippines, where would you recommend like to go? Like what do people need to experience in the
Um,
Philippines that you would recommend?
I mean, especially right now, it's like when I got back in the Philippines, there's a lot of like improvement from where I am. So I mean, it's getting like accessible to everyone now. So it's definitely worth a visit to Manila. If
Manila.
yeah, it's like the capital. There's
Yeah.
a lot of spots that you could go to,
Mhm.
and one of my favorites is like the Chinatown in Binondo. We call it Binondo. It's like the Chinatown in Manila. So I mean, reason being is like it's dense as well, but it's a Chinatown, and then when the sun like goes up, it just hits like it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
So you would see like different streaks of light like everywhere, and then from there you could just play with your pictures. You
Nice.
just need to like play with it.
Oh, see, you're seeing it through the eyes of a photographer.
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool. You're seeing
yeah.
it a little different too. That's cool though. Like I noticed that after I started shooting that I started seeing things differently. Like I would be driving sometimes and
Mhm.
I'd be like, dude,
Oh
that'd be a
yeah,
dope
that'd be a
picture.
dope
Like
picture.
I
Yeah.
wish I could catch that or that. Yeah, it's funny.
I mean that's good though, cause I used to do like workshops before.
Mm.
It's like for like students and stuff. Like I get invited to do workshops and
Here or in
stuff
the
like
Philippines?
in the Philippines. So
Yeah, I think I caught
that's
some of your stories.
oh yeah, it's like before. So I would tell people so like sometimes like you don't even have to have your camera. It's like you just have to train your eyes
Hmm.
to see what you want
Yeah.
or what's like a good picture in front of you. And so
Hmm.
yeah, it's like in that practice you could just like train your thoughts and
Yeah.
your imagination.
You have to get there because I feel like a lot of people will just get a camera and think that's all it is, that you just okay,
Mm-hmm.
you could just take pictures. But yeah,
Yeah,
once you start seeing things differently,
differently. Yeah.
that's when you're really a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like, damn, if somebody passed here or if this was here, that when
Oh
you
yeah,
start
yeah,
seeing
yeah. It's
things
like
like that, that's when you're like legit a photographer. You're not.
yeah. I mean,
I don't think I asked, like, how did you get into photography? Like, what prompted you to like?
oh, cause it's like my older brother
Mm,
had like a DSLR before, and then it's like growing up, you try to look up to your like siblings.
yeah, yeah,
It's
for
like,
sure. You,
and I was like the youngest one, so it's like I'm trying to like do whatever they want to do, cause I think it's cool, being the younger
yeah, 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 for
brother.
sure, for
So
sure.
yeah, he had this camera, but I think we really have like a different style. But he definitely got me into it. So at first I was just trying it with my phone, and then I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like he got me into photography. I mean, but like me, like personally in street photography, I think it's like one of my friends invited me to this workshop,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got into it, and then yeah, I got really interested, and then
Like,
I just got hooked up, and then ever since I had this habit of collecting like photo books.
mm-hmm.
So from there, I would just like see different photos like here and there, and then
Get inspired off
yeah, get
people's
inspired
people's
off of
work
it.
and shit. And see
Because
what they
I think
do.
that's mostly what I'm trying to do with my photos. Like the approach that I have is kind of like different, you know.
For sure. And it's different. Like I could confirm that. Like you're not like it's in a good way. Like you. It's like it stands out, especially here. Like especially if if you follow a lot of people that are like from LA and shoot,
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
it starts
it
getting
kind
a
of
little
gets
repetitive a little bit.
a little
Like
bit,
people
yeah.
start, because people like people get in little groups, like
Mm-hmm.
they get in little groups, and
Oh
then
yeah,
that
yeah,
little group starts doing a lot of the same
yeah. Same
stuff, and
stuff, yeah.
yeah, so
I
your
mean,
work, it
I mean,
stands out for sure.
thank you. I mean, like for me, it's like I just don't do like one thing. I mean, it's like I try to like apply everything that I know to whatever I'm trying to do. So it's like I'm just not doing like street photography all the time. So I would do like this landscape as well.
For sure.
So
Yeah,
yeah, But I think like most of the it's like my recognizable works are from these are street photographs.
Yeah, yeah. That's the stuff you're winning prizes with. And shit. And
Yeah.
does your brother still shoots too, or he
Hmm.
kind of like?
Yeah, I just visited him like last month in New York, and then most of
Nice.
the time we did was just like shooting together. It's like
That's dope.
yeah, cause I don't. It's like when I got there, it's like I don't know anywhere to go. It's like there's a lot of places you could get into.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I would just let him like
He
bring me
showed you all the
anywhere. Yeah,
spots.
he showed me
That's
all the
cool.
spots. Like he's been there for like 10 years, so it's like he's been taking me to this like OG spots.
That's what I was like.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. Like that's perfect because like there's no better way to see a city than
the
through the eyes of a
locals like
photographer
yeah,
too. You know, for sure. Um, and were you into or like were you like creative at all like growing up? Like were you into like draw? You said a little bit you started getting into drawing and stuff. Like
yeah. I
you
think
did other creative stuff before photography or?
um yeah, I tried to get into that like drawing or painting,
Mm-hmm.
but I really couldn't do it. But before it's like I was good at drawing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just stopped. Like I did a lot of hobbies like before. It's like I was drawing for a bit, and then I was like playing music, and then I got into like skateboarding, and then I got into photography, and then
That's what I do, bro. Like I like, but I feel like that's a good thing. Like it's not a bad thing to be down to try different
oh
things.
yeah,
I think it's
definitely.
good. Like to so you can really, cause for me, I like I like photography, but I feel like I don't love it. How like I'm not a photographer like you're a photographer, bro. Like I could see the difference in us that you actually are into it, and I can see it, and I know that I don't shoot and feel the way, at least from where I see it.
Hmm.
Like you're actually into it, not like me. I'm sort of into it. So like I think I'm still like down to try things because I feel like in a way I'm still looking for the thing that I'm meant to do kind of
Hmm.
thing. I'm like I like video stuff. Like I like the podcasting. I like because like we said earlier, like I've been introverted most of my life as well, and then like in my culture, like in like Latin culture, it's like they tell you like it's kind of like if you don't got something good to say, just shut the
You
fuck
should
up.
yeah
Don't
shut up.
say shit at all,
Hmm.
or like don't stand out. Don't. So like that's all shit that I'm
Mm,
fighting.
I
I'm
see.
trying to
Yeah.
like like get out of that, cause like I always like even with these podcasts with anything I do I always kind of like in the back of my mind I'm like what might this person say or that person and I'm
Oh yeah,
trying to
yeah, yeah.
like
It's like.
let all that shit
Hmm.
go. It's like I'm fighting that shit. Like,
Yeah, I would get that a lot as well. Like it's like it's natural. Like we all go through it.
yeah,
It's like there's just gonna be a lot of self doubts. Here and then.
yeah.
It's like.
I what one of the things that I've kind of like seen a lot, like I know a lot of creative people. I know like a lot of artists, like whether it be painters, photographers. Like I think when you're a true creator,
Mhm.
you're always gonna have that fucking little bit of self doubt. Like
Yeah,
always, you
yeah,
always
yeah.
have a little
Always,
bit
yeah.
like. But I think that's what makes the people that are good at what they do good. Because when
Hmm.
you're your biggest critic, you're always gonna do like your best work.
Oh
When
yeah,
like
definitely.
because
Hmm.
people are always gonna have their opinions, but no one is harsher than you are. At least like in my experience, like no
Yeah,
one judges me harder than I do. Like I'm like
yeah.
because I know my potential. I know if I'm meeting it and I'm not meeting it.
Hmm.
So like if you're hard on yourself, like
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't
that's
matter what you.
honestly like one of the struggles that I fight. Really, I mean, for myself, because I don't really like view my works that great. It's like compared to like how you like
Yeah.
like
No, yeah,
interpret it or how you
that
see
just
it.
means you're a true artist, bro. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that the people that are like end up being like great at doing like whatever it is they do,
Hmm.
it's those people that are like they're critics of themselves. That
Themselves,
they
yeah.
never think their work is good enough.
Hmm.
Like me, I have a combination of I always feel like I'm not truly an artist,
Hmm. I mean,
and
like with all of
what
these.
all these fucking I know, but see, it's like it's like one of those things that you fight. And I honestly, like I've seen documentaries about like famous artists, and it's
Mm-hmm.
always the same thing, bro. Some of the biggest artists in the world, whether it be painters or the biggest photographers, most of the time that's their story, bro. That they
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know that they had
Mm-hmm.
they never felt like their work was good enough, or I think that's when you really are like a true fucking artist, you
Yeah,
know.
that makes you an artist.
Gotta keep fucking pushing whatever it is you're doing, you know. Like
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna level up. Ah.
like what do you, and when it comes to like photography and shooting, like where is kind of like what's like the goals for you, like where like if you could like make like for example have like your dream job, if it involves photography, like what is that for you, like what is like the ultimate goal when it comes to the photography, or if you have one, you know,
Oh
like
yeah, I mean, I've always dreamed about like producing like photo books here and there, cause I've been like a huge fan like of photo books. You know, it's like
yeah,
those pieces of books that I find or like I have interest in. It's like they have great photos that I got inspired on, and then I definitely want it myself. And I mean, like a part of these are like the zines, and
yeah,
I
yeah.
try to make like um prints here and then. It's
Hmm.
like yeah, of course. And another like one of the most common dreams that some artists have is like to have their own exhibition someday.
For sure.
So yeah, it's like
So you're a true artist, bro. Like this, it's the same. Like when it comes to my paintings, for example. Like for me, it's like I look at some like the big artists, you know,
oh
like
yeah, yeah,
like
definitely.
when it like with paintings, it's like any of the masters. Just you could
Yeah, the
just pick one
masters.
up and like obviously, um, you always want to try to get to that level.
I
Obviously,
know.
you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
dope. I could totally see that for you, bro. Like I could totally see a fucking fat book of shit places you've traveled and you know like seeing your seeing places through your eyes, you know,
Mm.
type shit. I could totally see that fucking happening for you, bro.
Wow.
So
Thank you so much,
I
dude.
think I
That's
think
crazy.
yeah, bro. I think and I'm not just saying that, you know, whatever. Like I feel like I'm telling you, bro. Who was I talking to? I think I was talking to my brother-in-law yesterday about it. Like I was telling him I was gonna do a podcast with you, and I lit that how I described your work. I was like, yeah, this fool does some fucking National Geographic ass street photography shit, bro. So it should be a good one. I was telling him about it, shit. Yeah, and every time we would go to the art walks, bro, people are always fucking buying your pictures, bro.
Oh
So
yeah. I
people
mean, like,
appreciate
mm,
like
yeah, it's like that's one of like the best part,
yeah.
like one of the best experiences that I have. So it's like it's like in the art walks we did.
Hmm.
So it's like we would just like usually just pull up next to each other.
Bro, I miss that shit, bro.
I
That
know,
was
dude. It's
like
been a while. It's
that was
crazy.
just dope. It's just like being a being and like trying to show the work of like nothing but a bunch of creative
Oh
people,
yeah,
or
yeah,
like you
definitely.
know,
It's
and people
definitely the
actually buying
experience.
your work and
Oh
appreciating
yeah, yeah.
what you're doing, you
That's one of
know.
the best feelings, dude.
For sure.
Yeah, because like even though it's not that much, it's like nobody really wants to buy like expensive prints. I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
not
yeah,
as far as the art walk goes.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's what I noticed.
Yeah,
But
it's like
20
20 to
bucks,
40
yeah, 20,
bucks
40
and
bucks.
and you're that's like the
Yeah.
sweet spot
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
But I don't really mind because like before I it's like I didn't even sell my pictures. Like
Yeah.
I think it was like Valentine's that times. Like there's not much of people like going around, and then I was just like handing out like pictures.
Really just like giving them
Yeah,
away
just
and
giving
shit.
him away, cause like just for fun. But yeah, I mean, like I enjoy that part, cause it's like
Yeah.
I get a lot of like people, especially like the most fun part for me is like it's like on the art walk they would just like walk around and then they would stop and then talk about the pictures like hey
That's what I was gonna say. That's
what's
when
happening.
I was gonna mention that. I was like, um, getting to see that, like me as a photographer, because I saw that a few times with you, where like a person would stop,
Mm-hmm.
check out your work, even if they didn't buy a print, you would have like a 10-15 minute conversation
Oh
with them
yeah, yeah, yeah.
about photography,
Mm-hmm.
bro. And I'll be like, you see, like those are the people, like bro, like if you're shitty for, I'm a shitty photographer, bro. I'm okay, bro. Ain't people weren't stopping at my table to talk about my amazing photography, bro, or like they were just like whatever, titties, ass, cool. You know, like with you, like all those stuff that you would have is like was meaningful, like dope stuff, and people were buying it. You know, that's when you know, bro.
That's what you know.
Yeah, bro. Like I saw that. So I think every art walk, at least one or two people would stop
Would
by and
stop
have
by,
a
yeah.
fucking photographer's conversation with you, bro. Because I bet you it's because they're like, damn, this dude knows what the fuck he's doing. You know, you're catching that.
Yeah, that's what I love, because like it's like most of the people here is like, it's like, at least for like the ones who follow me, or like I follow them, and then majority of them would just come from the art walks, because
Right.
it's because of those conversations. It's like they
Yeah, for
stopped by and had like a couple of minutes to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
No, it's cool. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, it's good to hear that people appreciate your work too. You know, that think you're doing a good job. Even hearing that is dope. You know, like, cause like for me, like I'll take some of the paintings out and like I almost know that I'm not gonna sell, but it's cool to have people be
It's
like,
like,
oh, you know,
yeah,
like
that's cool.
keep doing what you're doing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Yeah, it's dope to, you know,
Yeah, it's like
get to.
every art walks, like I don't even really like expect to sell anything.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's just like the part that I always like look for, those moments, because it's like you know how diverse it could get, around here.
Yes,
It's
for
like what are
sure.
the chance like for these people to see your work again? Yeah.
And the thing is with those events too is like you never know who might see your work, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Maybe you know some big publisher or something might see your picture and be like, "Yo, like your work is dope." So it's
Hopefully,
good
like.
to it's good to go out and like they call it like um what is it called, like putting in work or fucking, you know, putting in your fucking like putting in your time
Mm.
in your craft or whatever.
Hopefully, yeah. That's like
Um,
definitely one of the dreams. Like, it's like I'd be glad.
to fucking yeah. But I'm telling you, man, I could totally see that. You fucking getting a little fucking
Yeah, fat buck.
little lookbook of some dope photography and like. Well, the thing is like I forgot where I read it where to really sell your work
Mm-hmm.
you have to kind of like make it an image and then a story, like you know, kind of like add
Oh
one
yeah.
to the other type shit. You know.
I think that's one of the part that I'm like that's one of the parts that I suck. Like I suck at writing. It's like I could convey more emotions like having like a good piece of writing,
Yeah,
but you know, I don't really have like the nick for it.
I feel you.
So
I'm bad at marketing, so you know I can make paintings, but I don't know how to sell them. Bro.
oh yeah, I mean like these definitely are, it's like I mean like I've seen people as well like talk to you about it's like
Yeah,
how you made these, because
yes.
it's definitely like a certain look. Is this like your own style?
Um, that's the thing. Not really because there's a
Mm-hmm.
few people that do stencils. I just the thing that I do a lot is that I do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of black and white stuff
Mm-hmm.
where I might just add one color here and there, but for the most part, it's a lot of black and white stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really seen a lot of nude stencil stuff, but it's
Oh, I
basically
see.
stencils. All of these are pictures that I made into stencils and
Mm-hmm.
then made into paintings.
Wow. So these are like composed of layers
Yeah,
for
basically.
stencils. I see.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But the thing is that I feel like I could teach anybody how to do them. So I feel like, is there really art? Like,
What? I mean, like, just the fact that you're doing it for yourself, because it's like having something to do that, like makes you go for a day. It's like,
yeah,
it's really hard enough. It's like some people don't even like, you know, can find something to do for, for themselves.
yeah. But I wish I was more like, that's the thing. See, like, that's why, like, I question myself, like, am I really passionate? Like, cause sometimes it stresses me out more than anything, bro.
I
Like
know, dude.
instead of relaxing me or fucking,
I
I'm
know.
like, damn, like I have to work on this painting. It's almost done. I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. It's like I mean, like that's definitely like one of my like the big problems I deal with. Like I have like too much self-doubt
mm,
about myself, like compared to what I've done before, and then
uh,
sometimes like I look back like, oh shit, like look at these stuff that I've done, like,
s-
and it's
sometimes
been a while, so
you have to
sometimes
remind yourself
I
back,
know, like,
look back, and like I was in this show. I won this award, bro. Like, but like I was saying that in my eyes, that just means you're like a true artist. Like when you have those like real doubts, because what I think it is like you really understand what art is or what it is to be a good photographer or what makes a good photograph,
hmm
and you're judging
I
yourself
know you're judging yourself.
on and that's what it is, bro. Like
hmm
if if in your eyes it's not like as good as it can be, well, that's just a good thing, you know. Like you're just gonna make and put out like the dopest stuff with that mentality, you know.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's a drawback where you might not be putting out as much work because you're doubting a lot of it, but I mean, you're shooting, bro. I've seen your work, bro. Like just
Yeah,
um,
it's like it's like most of the times like you just gotta be out there, and do it. Cause most of these most of these works involves like just a lot of walking, and you gotta be there in the scene.
actually putting in the work.
Yeah, putting in the work. So,
Um,
and I'm pretty sure like I spent a lot of it's like a lot of my time like photographing things outside. So yeah.
but it's like any other skill. Like you just have to practice it, put in the hours, you know.
Oh yeah, putting the hours.
Yeah, like I took photography. I took a photography course. Like it was a beginner, intermediate, and professional.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a few like professional photographers that are doing stuff in the industry type thing come in and talk. And one of the guys that came in, one of the things that he said is like eventually you get to a point where like your body almost knows when the perfect shot is. Like you
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
like
like
everything just tells you like this is the
mm-hmm.
moment, you know.
Yeah, it's all intuition. It's like
Yeah, yeah, like
sometimes I would feel that. It's like it's kind of weird to say, but it's like sometimes it's involuntary. It's like sometimes
yeah,
my
yeah,
hand would just go up and then click the shutter.
yeah.
It's like
I mean, sometimes it is just like a happy mistake, but eventually you get to the point
yeah,
where
I get
you
to the point.
everything in your body tells you like this is the moment when the
Mm-hmm.
right shot is.
Yeah,
I
and
wanted
you gotta recognize that too. It's like
to,
this one's good, and
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like once you've seen enough pictures and taken enough pictures, like you start knowing which ones are like, damn, this is a good picture,
yeah,
even
this
if
is a
it's
good
your
thing.
own work, you know. Um, I was gonna ask like, how is the photography scene in the Philippines? Like, is there like a big photography scene, or it's like you'd be one of the people leading it, or like when you're out there, type thing, or how is it?
Um, I mean, it's funny because like the first few years I started, we have this it's like a small. I mean, as far as like street photography goes,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's not that much as far as I know of. But I think like everybody. I mean, there's been a lot of people been doing it here and there,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been seeing it like all over. It's like sometimes I would just discover these like great photographers from like other parts of the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite sure about like how it is now,
How? Yeah.
but I've been seeing a lot of like improvements.
Yeah.
Cause before it's just like a small group, I
Yeah.
think, cause there's like a certain niche to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a certain genre, as they say. So
Yeah.
it's like these people that I've been with are like they try to educate other people as well,
For
and
sure.
then I think yeah, it's like I'm one of the admins of that. Like it's
That's
just like a
crazy.
Facebook group, but it's been a while, dude. It's like it's one of like my early days.
So what you're saying is that there's a fucking space for you when it comes to being like a known photographer that's from the Philippines. There's a whole ass lane for you, bro. You're not fucking. You'll get there, honestly, bro. Like if you keep doing like the shit that you're doing, yeah, bro. You'll make a name for yourself, you know.
I wish definitely.
Yeah,
It's
because
one of
you
the
say you're gonna
dreams.
go out there, right? You're gonna go be out there
for a
a
while,
little
yeah,
while.
for a little while. And yeah, I definitely like enjoy like every time I'm back there.
For sure.
Especially like I mean, I have a huge admirations for like train systems. You
Mm.
know, like the metro here, like
Yeah.
the subways in New York, and of course we also have like a specific one in the Philippines, and then that's where I spend most of the time, like commuting, like going to school or going somewhere since I'm not driving.
You
So
already know that. Like,
yeah, it's like I would just love to like document like the experience I have there, because it's really dense, and it's like you would, let's say, like on the metro here, just imagine like this metro subway like being full of people, especially if it's like rush hour. It's like, it's like some, let's say like the next, let's say like you're in the train station, right? It's like some people waiting couldn't even get to this like batch because it's full already. It's really packed.
yeah, I've seen videos of the people like fucking stuff the fucking train like it's like stuffed to the motherfucking
Yeah.
max. Yeah, I seen that shit, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy because like
That's,
cause every time like I go home like after school, it's already like 7 p.m. It's like, it's like everyone who've been like working all day would ride the same train, and then
yeah.
you would get close to each other. You could just like smell it
So how is
sometimes.
that working now? Like, is it still the same situation?
Oh no,
Obviously,
it's like
with
when I got back like last December until like May. So it's quite different because right now I mean here's like regarding like COVID stuff.
Mhm.
Here we only like do mask, right? Like the simple face masks.
Mhm.
For them, like they have, what you call this? They have like a extra layer of protection. It's like a face shield. I don't know if you've seen one of those,
Yeah, yeah,
like the plastic
yeah,
shields.
yeah.
So it's one of the requirements. So it's like they wouldn't even let you like ride the trains or like the taxi or like go inside malls
So you
without the
have to be
mask.
like fully covered,
Oh,
like
the
all the
shield.
way.
Yeah, fully
Yeah.
covered all the way. So, yeah, that's like one of the most noticeable, I think. I mean, as far as it's like dealing with COVID here.
Yeah, but there's not like they didn't do like fucking people limitations on the
Oh yeah,
trains and
yeah.
shit.
There is like of course there's like a huge lines
Yeah.
on those stations, like the bus stations, train stations. Like there's a huge line waiting because like they try to limit the it's like for
Yeah.
each it's like train or like the bus,
Yeah.
and then they also do a lot of physical distancing,
Mm.
but I think like it's like it's not really being followed. It's just there because they added like extra barriers, like extra sheets of plastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I was actually doing like a small series out of it of my commuting experience like in the
Okay.
Philippines, because it's memorable to me because like the very first zine that I did like
Mm-hmm.
for myself, it's also like a black and white zine, and it's all about like my commuter experience. It's
That's just
like what being like a commuter is in the Philippines. And
yeah.
then like later on, after like what, like 3 years of not being at home, and then I would just experience it again. It's a different thing.
So that was before COVID?
Yeah,
You
before
think?
COVID, like
So
it's
you
really intense.
so
So
you could do another one now of like
oh yeah,
after
yeah.
COVID,
After,
how
oh
things
yeah,
have
how
changed.
things have
That'd be
changed. Yeah.
interesting to. And then you could
Mhm.
have both of them like next to each other.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could document it because it's like, I mean, it doesn't matter if if they allow it or not. I'm still gonna do it for myself. It's like, but yeah, what you call this? Yeah, it's like they don't even allow you to like document stuff
Well, like
out there. It's like if they, I mean, it's like I had two experiences of what you call this? Because they have some it's like they joined with the military
mhm.
to take control of like the discipline, and if people are like following like protocols and stuff. So it's like
Oh
I
yeah, the Philippines has a crazy ass president, doesn't don't they?
yeah, it really does. Like yeah, it's the election like next year, so I don't think he's gonna
Oh,
you know
Manny Pacquiao's trying to
oh yeah,
fucking
yeah,
be
yeah. Pacquiao's
president.
trying to be like president, dude.
Yeah,
But honestly, we're like, it's dumb.
nah, it's all fucking
Yeah,
corrupt and shit.
yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
that's
what people
crazy.
don't understand. Like every government is like the biggest gang of the
Uh,
country, basically, bro. fucking up.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, you were saying, that like the some of the restrictions are pretty heavy too. Like when you go back, you're gonna have to be on quarantine for
Yeah,
10
quarantine for
days.
10 days for now,
That's
since I'm going
crazy.
home soon. But before when I got back last December, it's only like 3 days. So the funny thing is like, it's not even 3 days. Like I took the 3 day route, but some people could just get their COVID test result the next day.
As long as it's negative.
Yeah, as long as negative, then you're free to go. So,
Yeah.
but now it's like 10 days.
Well, what like when you went at that time, what were the numbers like? Like were a lot of people getting infected at that time, or it was kind of like not as
Yeah, like personally, like my family like got affected as well. So like, my grandpa died out of it,
yeah, that's
and then
crazy.
me and my oh no, it's like my mom and my brother
Mhm.
tested positive, and then it's weird because like I thought I was like positive as well because I was having like a severe like sickness. I was having like high fever,
Mhm.
and then I was getting the chills, so I thought like I had COVID myself.
Mhm.
But it's like every piece of like like testing that I get
It was
like
negative.
was negative. So
You just probably had a regular ass cold or
yeah,
something.
I was like, right.
You got a fucking a stress cold from thinking you
Oh
from
yeah, I
being
had like
around fucking.
COVID. Yeah.
I had like a couple of like random crazy experience like one time. So my brother-in-law, one of my brother-in-laws came over and we went
Mhm.
to get food and we were eating inside my car, smoking a blunt,
Mhm.
like passing that shit
Oh
between
yeah, yeah.
us. And that was on a Friday, and on a Sunday he tested positive for COVID. So I was like, "Fuck,
Fuck
I'ma die."
yeah.
But I ended up not. Like I ended up like I guess he must have gotten infected on Saturday or
Oh
Sunday.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That I don't.
I mean that's like the scary part of it's like doing like street photography nowadays because it's like you know like how the cases are going and there's always like precautions everywhere but
Yeah,
it's hard to do it because like it's like that's the only way you do it like you
yeah,
gotta be out there and take the risk.
yeah. It's different for sure, man. Like
Yeah, it's different because
things have changed.
especially like during like the first days because for me personally like I live by myself and then I had this mentality of like just going on because it's like I'm alone.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, fuck it, just let's do it. So it's like during the early days of COVID, I was just like, it's like on the very first day of lockdown,
Hmm.
I was there documenting already, like
Like in the streets and
in the
shit.
streets, like you would just see like empty, like empty places.
Yeah, I
But
remember those first few.
the first few days, like it's
It was
different,
crazy,
dude, right?
bro. Like,
Like
yeah.
I wish I was in downtown, like on that very first days, like everything is empty, like even the freeways are empty.
Yeah, that shit. I remember pictures. Fuck that, bro. I was scared as shit because, I mean, I'm missing half a lung and
Mm-hmm.
I can't cough. I can't use none of these muscles.
Oh.
So, like, for me, I was like, if I get COVID, I'm gonna die, bro. Like, especially the first year, like the
Mm.
first, all of 2020, I was home.
There's no vaccine yet. It's
Nothing.
like
I
there's
was
nothing.
home. I would go out to the store like once a week, if that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I would just stay my ass home. I was like, even though I've like I've always had like a really good immune system and I rarely get sick. I've never
Yeah,
been
yeah.
into getting like flu vaccines or
Mm-hmm.
I mean I have the normal, like when you go to school here, you have to get
Yeah,
certain
certain
vaccines or they
vaccines.
won't let you into
Oh
school.
yeah.
So I had all of those, but for the most part, I hardly ever take medications, none of that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I believe in letting your body kind of like,
Just resist naturally.
yeah, like, build up its immunity to
Mm-hmm.
things. And if I'm going to get something, fuck it, I'll get it and fight
Yeah,
it
yeah.
off and
Let's
then
fight it off.
have the antibodies for it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So yeah, so that it's like that's the main reason why like it's like it kind of it is. I mean, it's a different feeling like documenting like these times because like
yeah.
you're risking a lot. You know.
But we're living through some crazy stuff. So those pictures are going to mean a lot,
Oh yeah,
eventually.
yeah.
It's like you're
It definitely is
100% documenting
a
like a
history. It's like a
poignant
certain
point in
yeah,
history for
in
sure.
history.
Um, yeah, man. Even it. we're living through crazy times in a lot of ways, because we're living through this whole bullshit pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
and then technology is advancing super crazy. Like, just think about it. In the last 10 years, how much things have advanced as far as like phones and the
I
shit
know,
that we
yeah,
could
yeah.
do, like cameras, everything. Like,
It's actually scary sometimes when you think about it, you know? It's
uh,
like, I guess, like, it's advancing, but, you know, it's like, when you think about it, it kind of scares you.
well, the thing is that things are advancing so fast that us as humans, we're not really 100% capable of like adapting that fast either. So it's fucking us up in certain ways
Oh, yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like, you
exactly.
know, there's a lot of positives to advancing technology and making things faster and better, but there's also negatives that
Mm-hmm.
don't come up.
Yeah,
People
look,
don't talk about
yeah.
that shit when there's nothing but advancement. It's like, yay, let's
Yeah,
make
go
things
for it.
better,
Yeah,
faster,
yeah.
you know, but
Do it.
there's always to every positive thing, there's always consequences, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a yin and a yang
Yeah,
through
yin and yang,
everything, you know?
exactly.
Eventually, we're gonna have fucking robots beating our ass. You fucking dumbass
I know.
humans, sons of
Son of
bitches.
bitches.
Yeah, they're gonna do something like some kind of fucking neural link where we're connected to our
Oh yeah,
phones
yeah.
like
This was like,
automatically,
yeah.
where you can fucking, you know, have whatever information you want like that. You know,
Instantly, like,
eventually we're gonna
wow.
get to that level.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably in
like,
our lifetime.
I mean, like before, I was like a huge fan of like, you know, what Elon Musk is doing. It's like it's like one of his projects, like the
Yeah,
Neuralink,
the
and yeah, it's
Neuralink.
like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like definitely someday, you know, it's like one of these years we'll just have it available, and it's gonna be way different. You know, it's like everything's like
Well,
instant.
just imagine having the internet in your brain
I know, it's
automatically,
like
bro. Like, if
automatically.
you
Yeah,
have
it's
a
like
question,
you got it
instantly you
answered.
have the
Yeah,
answer to it. Like, we're like,
I
what
know.
comes after that, bro? Like,
It's like somebody's like, you know, it's like speaking to you in like in Spanish, yeah, and then you would just understand
let me just change my frequency. What'd you say, bitch? Say that again. Let me get my translator.
it.
Like, you probably wouldn't even have to switch nothing. It would
Oh yeah,
automatically know.
automatically no. It's like you would just
Imagine that'd be crazy.
understand. You know,
Nobody
it's
could talk shit about you in a different language, right? Damn, that's crazy, bro. Like, to think about that shit.
yeah, that's crazy.
And then just think about it. Just like 100 years ago, bro. Like, we were the fastest thing you could be on was a horse.
Yeah,
Like, we like phones were better. Like,
I know,
bro.
right?
And now
Like
it's like,
it's non-existent, and now it's like it's everywhere. It's a
yeah,
necessity, actually. You know, it's like
there's a lot of good that comes with advancement. You know, like the internet and all that shit. It's good to be able to um have answers to questions or
mm,
like have information when you need it, like instantly. But
yeah, but like too much is still, you know, bad. Anything too much is bad. So
well, I mean, we'll see. We'll
we'll see.
see.
Yeah, we'll see in
We'll
the
see
few
what shit.
years. Yeah.
We'll see when things goes to shit and where we're at. And yeah,
Yeah, it's like we're doomed. Internet's taking over. I mean, yeah, it's like that's like one of the things I think about, you know, it's like computers. It's like also like social media and stuff. It's like, do I really want to put my work out there? Cause
yeah. Well, you know, one of the things that people don't acknowledge is that if you put anything on Instagram, that's Instagram's now.
yeah,
Yeah, like one
mhm.
of the things that you signed up for when you agreed
Yeah,
to
people
be
don't
on
even read it.
Instagram.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like
nah.
even
That
me, like I wouldn't
yeah,
even
that's all
read shit.
Instagram stuff now. Like, anything you post on there, that it's basically theirs. You know, they
Hmm.
could do, if they want to make an ad out of one of your pictures, they have the power to do so because you sign that off to them when you agree to use their
Yeah,
their
just their
services or whatever.
platform. Yeah, their
Yeah.
platform. I mean, that's like one of the, you know, the scarier things. Like you want people to know your work, but you know, it's like this is what you get with
Yeah.
putting out your work out there. And I'm actually afraid of like my photos, like, you know, getting stolen.
Not
Cause
me, cause I suck. So I don't have to worry about my shit getting stuck. You do. See, you out here winning awards and shit. Ain't nobody. I'm trying to get my shit stolen. Like, but you want to steal my shit? You can steal it, bro. Go
go
ahead.
ahead, yeah,
Go
I'm gonna
on
give it to
ahead,
you.
brother. Use it 2 times.
Do you need the raw files? You know?
I'll
Like, I
send
would
you the
just be
raws,
like,
homie. Like, you want to go through my shit? Use all of these bitches. Let's hit the Stacey.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, like, I mean, photography is dope. Like, I enjoy, like, the photography that I do is, like, I work with people and I enjoy the experience of, like, you know, even though I'm, like, super introverted and it's always weird at first, like, I enjoy the experience of, like, working with people and, like, creating something dope, especially when it's something where you guys talked about it and you know, you have ideas and you make certain ideas come to life or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's like one of the one of the favorite things that I have, like, you know, in doing my work is you could just like be yourself, you know, it's like originally from your work and it's gonna be evident and it, you know, it's all authentic.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You have your. I feel like you have your thing already, so you could say that, bro. Like, I'm still looking and shit.
Yeah, it's like I mean I honestly think like I have a lot of great work out there. I mean it's all in my hard drive for now, but you know it's like someday I'm definitely because the I mean the reason being is, you know, it's like I really want my works to be like in a book.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
sometimes that I would feel like, you know, my works are not yet that strong.
Mhm.
Because like when you base on like, you know, like masters of anything, you know,
Yeah.
it's like the accumulation of years
Yeah.
before they got known, or like what made their work
Yeah.
well known. Because, you know, it took them a lot of years, so sometimes like I feel the same, like I think
Yeah.
this is still not enough. And
But I feel like if you have like you know, like let's say you put a book out, even though you feel like you're not 100% where you want to be,
mm-hmm.
it's still you get to see the progression of
Oh
your
yeah, yeah.
work, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like um I feel like another thing that true artists do is like aside from questioning is like you try to make things too perfect
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh yeah.
you
Oh
don't
my God.
fucking release things. So like that's one thing that I'm working on is
Mm-hmm.
like not necessarily quantity over quality because I
Mm-hmm.
want to produce quality
Yeah,
work
quality works.
obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes it's better to even if it's not
That
exactly where
like
you
yeah,
want it
when
to
you
be,
want it.
just put it out there just because like um even that is a part of the human process where you can see someone get better at something.
Mm-hmm.
Even that is dope to see, you know, like
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like for me
It's
like
like
when I started this podcast, like I feel like I'm not ready, like I I'm not that good at being on a mic and talking,
mm-hmm.
but I was like fuck it, I might as well just start, you know,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just saying, oh, I want to start a podcast. I was like fuck it, I don't feel ready, but I'm just gonna get all
Oh
this
yeah, yeah,
shit
yeah.
and
It's like
start the process.
I definitely feel you, cause like, you know, once you get the urge to yourself, you know, like you just do it.
Yeah.
Cause I mean that's how I did things before. It's like, you know, I was just like really nervous, but yeah, I mean here and, you know, here and then I would just like I would just get like that anxiety of, you know, that self doubt. But yeah, I always would just like push myself to do it, cause I mean like you, like I have like the urge to do something like this, but I'm
Mhm.
not really that like confident
Yeah.
to do it. But
You gotta do it, bro. Like you know you have your story and you're unique as a person, you know,
mhm,
like that's one thing, like everybody, bro, like everybody is an individual, everybody has something interesting to offer.
to offer, yeah.
Like I mean obviously not everybody's meant to be on camera and to be, but I feel like when you have like when you're the type of person that's a creative person,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have to fucking let people know that,
You
you know,
know,
more
yeah.
than what you're more than just your pictures, you know, like because when people know you, they'll connect to your work more as well, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like they'll fuck with you more. Like when somebody like that's the whole process of appreciating art.
Mm-hmm.
Like a part of appreciating like let's say your photographs, a part of appreciating your pictures is knowing you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So that those guys that would stop, or girls or whatever, at the art walks and have those 10-minute conversations, some of them would buy your pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the story, you know, when they frame that picture up at their house, and they're having a party, and some random person is looking at that work.
Oh yeah.
They could be like, yo, like, this was a dope person.
Mm-hmm.
He's from the Philippines. Like, he's been out here a few years, and then he got into photography. Like, they have something, you know, like, they have something because they had those 10 minutes
Yeah,
with you.
10-minute conversation.
That is a part of, that in itself is a part of the art process. Like, that's why people have, like with the paintings, that's why people have art shows. So people can look at your work, so they could talk about it, so they could ask you questions, so they could, you know, you know, they ask you to explain kind of like what you were thinking when you were making this certain thing or that. Like, a part of like the artistic process is that knowing the artist, you know, like, that's
Definitely,
like,
yeah.
because like everybody wants to belong, right? Everybody, like, we're tribal. We're meant to be in like little groups. So what's cooler than to be able to say like, yeah, I know this artist.
Yeah.
Like, you see those pictures, like, I know him personally, you know, like, that's like, so like when you're in those situations, you kind of like have to sell your work and sell yourself, you know, like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you kind
And
of
sometimes you could just get stuck in between because like certain factors. You could just be it's like you could be great as you are, but sometimes you would have these other things in your mind, and it's just gonna hinder you.
yeah.
But yeah, you
That-
definitely really just gonna have to put it out, I guess.
all those things, feeling like your work, man, all that shit is part of being an artist though, bro, like, legitimately. So been going for a cool minute. So I kind of wanted to ask you, so if, like, for people that are maybe might be just kind of getting into photography and like trying it out, like, if you had to give some advice to someone starting out with photography, like, what would be some things that you would suggest them, you know, maybe some tips or some
I guess like
things you might have wanted to know at the beginning of shooting that you didn't, that you found out later, maybe.
I mean like like at first, like just to execute what you want to do is like it's like focus on what you have like with you, and you could just like start with it, so don't be hindered by like technological like like differences, like
Yeah.
specifically like the cameras. Like you could just start with anything that you have. I personally just started with like my old phones. It's not even like a good camera, but that's where I started, and then
Yeah,
I'm here now. you know
for
and
sure.
of course, like you're just gonna put your work in. I mean, like, you gotta put in some work, so it's like you gotta compromise a lot of things. You gotta do it like a lot, so I mean
For
it takes a
sure.
lot of practice. Like, I mean, not just in photography, like in all other aspects.
With anything, no, for sure. It's just
Yeah.
putting in the time, for sure. Like, for when people ask me, like, you know, same, if I had to answer that question, the main thing is just there's no big secret. The main thing is just go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Just go out there and take pictures, or of whatever it is you're into, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever you're into is like, it doesn't actually have to be great. It's like, because I mean, what matters here is like it's like it's the process. It's like what you're saying. It's like I mean, like, everything includes like a process, and that's what you're gonna need to enjoy. Like,
for sure.
most of the part.
Yeah, my teachers, one of the things that my teacher would say from the photography courses is like, the best equipment is the like equipment you have available, you know.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
as
the
long as
ones you
you're,
have with you.
because I mean, it's like, yeah, like, the equipment actually doesn't really matter. For what matter is getting your eye, you know, getting the eye for the
Oh yeah,
photography,
yeah,
like getting the,
exactly.
getting like the, learning the like rule of thirds, and like
Mm-hmm.
really understanding composition and all that stuff. For
Because
sure.
I mean, these cameras are. I mean, we gotta remember that these are just like tools. It's like it's just like a simple tools, but it's supposed to be like an extension of what you have. It's like, this is what you've seen, this is what's on your mind, and it doesn't matter. Because, like, I mean, personally speaking, like, I've used like all kinds of cameras, like from I mean, from my phone cameras up until like what I have right now, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
all sorts. It doesn't matter. What matters is like what your vision is, like, and what you're trying to do. So
For
these
sure.
are just like, no matter what they are, like what they could do. I mean, it's all gonna depend on you still.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You still have to put in the work at
Yeah,
the
but
end of the day.
work,
That's the
yeah. I
main
mean,
thing, you know.
that's gonna be it.
And like when you shoot, like you like working around with other people. You like to just do your own thing, be out by yourself. Like, what's your process? Like, have you like gotten mentored by certain people? Like, how did?
Mm-hmm. Um, like, I think it's a really good suggestion to like have like, other people see your work. So I personally have like, like people older than me. It's like we
Mm,
have this group, and they've been like the same people that I know, and they're my mentors. So sometimes, I mean, most of the times, like, I would just ask about like their opinions about like my work, and they would give me like critics or what their thoughts are.
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, it's a great suggestion to have those people as
To
well.
have
And but
some
for
kind of
me,
mentor.
yeah, it's like when I do like photography, let's say like street photography, or
Mm-hmm.
when I'm out there, I think I um I mean, of course, I would do it mostly alone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I get like most expressive to my work. But having a buddy, it's like doing it with you. It's a different feeling as well. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like there's added confidence.
yeah, and
It's
an
like,
element of safety too,
yeah,
especially
element of
in certain
safety.
places.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
like there's certain places you don't really want to be shooting
yeah,
alone with like
exactly.
expensive camera and all that shit. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
you gotta pick and choose your spots. Like know your you know your
yeah.
the area you're at too. Don't just
I mean,
be.
not just here, like especially like, I mean, like even from where I am, it's like
Mhm.
not everything I mean, not every place is like safe.
No, for
So
sure. Well, everybody, every place, every country, every state has
yeah.
its nice
Mm.
places and its ghetto places.
Mm.
That's just
I mean, you'll never
human
know that,
nature.
like it doesn't matter where you are, But yeah, I mean, definitely like having somebody with you, just boost your confidence. Because sometimes like when I was starting, it's like shooting alone would just, it's like I would get, it's like bored,
Yeah,
and I would just like go home. And I mean, a good thing about having company is like you could see his or her vision as well. So
right,
you could tap into her his or her perspective, and then it's
for
like
sure.
sometimes it would help, and that actually like helped me a lot too.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I mean, it's a way to kind of like challenge yourself as well.
Oh
You
yeah,
can kind of
yeah.
like, I got this. Look at
Yeah,
my
yeah,
shot. Look at this
yeah.
shot that I got. Look at the. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, man, and throughout the video, I will be have shown like I will have been showing like your work, so
Mm-hmm.
people can will have seen some of your work. But so where can people find your work? Like Instagram.
So for now, it's like my website is still like I mean, I actually have my website, but like right now I'm like renovating it. But
Okay.
most of my work is in Instagram for
Hmm.
now.
And what's your tag? I'll put it
So
up, but
my tag is Alperture. So it's like the aperture of the
yeah,
camera, but in my name.
I'll put it. It'll be up on the screen so you guys can check it out. And you do
Mm-hmm.
have a website, so it's gonna be um you're fixing it, but it's gonna be the same. You wanna throw that out there so once
Mm-hmm.
it is done, people can go and check it out.
Yeah, because I have like future plans about my work. So right now, like I'm what you call this, like I'm collecting sorts of photographs, and then I would do like essays about it, or like probably like some stories about it. So it's still ongoing, and yeah, definitely like sooner or later
But so
I'll
like
have it up.
the actual like is it like a .com kind? Is gonna if it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
say you might as well.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be at alperchure.com. It's gonna be the same at my tag.
For sure. I'll throw it up on the screen so once it's all remodeled and ready to go, you
Mm.
guys can go and check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fucking dope having you fucking on and chopping it up and talking a little bit about your work and how you got into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for having me as well. It's like
For sure. It's fucking dope. We
That's
got
fucking
fucking
dope,
lit.
dude. Hell yeah.
Got some good info out. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and like and shoot a comment of, or if you have like questions I could shoot his way or, yeah. Subscribe, hit the notification, do all that shit. Thanks for coming out. It was dope having you, bro.
You're welcome, dude.
Peace.
Pacing in my studio, just coming up with dapper bars to spit in crucial situations when I play the rapper's part. Heard I got a denim heart and lyricism in my jeans. Cut a track down, leave it bald head like Mr. Clean. Spit it mean, a record fiend. I school you niggas, call me Dean. I'm always speechless, never seen. Stay on the chase for minty green. It's local how these niggas say they ballin', but they broke though.